everybody, and welcome to Houston Life on this Thursday, August 13th. We are cruising right along through August.
I know.
July is a distant memory by now.
July what now?
Yeah.
Who?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
July 2020, the month that no one needs to remember ever again.
I'm just hoping that we talked about this before, about the back half of July being like the mullet, you know, so let the party begin. So, I mean, the back half of 2020, let's just have it be the mullet, the party in the back.
So I think that people still need to. I was watching over the weekend, you know, just television here and there, and it's just interesting how in different parts of the country, even rural areas where COVID is now exploding.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, we are not out of the woods just yet, and a lot of us are caught in this position where you want to live your life, you're getting a bit stir crazy.
Yeah.
Going to a party with 200 people, probably not the best idea, right?
Good.
They're saying small gatherings under 10 people. But still, so many of our local businesses and restaurants are continuing to struggle well into the back half of 2020.
I know, and that's the thing. You and I talk about this all the time, about the importance of shopping local, and I post about this a lot. These are people maybe that are micro businesses that don't even have a brick and mortar, that they rely mostly on vendor shows and things that are not happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, so that's the thing. We love shopping local. We have to support. We try to do takeout to keep these restaurants in business. I mean, it's a difficult time, and if you can spend here and there, or maybe find a birthday gift or something, an anniversary gift, buy from local, buy from our local people. It's really, really important. Speaking of, you know, getting out, we took a drive just to get out of the house. You know, just kind of driving around. Went to Galveston, drove. Didn't really get out of the car. We just kind of drove around. But you know, when I pass a Buc-ee's, you got to go in, right?
Yeah.
So we go in, we go to Buc-ee's, and it was a weird time because it wasn't lunch or dinner. It was that weird kind of like time that we were hungry, but you don't want to eat too much to ruin your next meal.
Yeah.
But we were hungry. So got in, got some snacks, and today on my way into work, I go and put my things in the car, and I'm like, what died in this car? Like something must have crawled in here and died. Horrible.
Leftover food.
A Buc-ee's chopped barbecue beef sandwich rolled up under the seat.
Under the seat?
Under the seat.
Connor, AJ?
Connor. It was on his side of the car, so I'm gonna go with Connor. He's the one that ate it, though, so, you know. Left it in there.
Why did he leave it in there?
Well, you know, you get home and they just kind of like, they just get out of the car. And I usually say, grab your trash, but I think I was kind of saying more of like the water bottles, and, you know, that's the worst when you hear the water bottle like rolling in the back, right?
Yeah.
And then we had to unpack the trunk and doing all this other stuff, right? So I guess, you know, I didn't pay attention. I assumed they got the trash.
So did you eat the rest of the sandwich?
Oh, yeah, it was delish.
Well,
it was nice and warm.
Summertime in Houston, yeah, straight out of the oven, right?
Oh,
all it takes is an hour or two to stink up your entire car. I know when Brandon's been in the car because he'll leave sometimes like a paper wrapping of a straw or something.
Okay.
Which bugs, because I don't want anything in the car. You see my car, there's nothing in it ever.
I know, I don't like, if I have that, I'm gathering my things before I get out. I make sure my mask is there, the clean mask or whatever.
Yeah.
But my water bottles come with me. We're not rolling in the back.
No, that's very maddening.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that the stench goes away. There was one time I picked up some produce at the store, and in the back of my trunk I had left, I think it was like a clamshell of maybe blackberries or plums or something. Oh. And I thought I had taken everything out of the car, but I think they were hidden behind my reusable bags. I didn't find those until quite some time later.
A good science project later.
It was foul.
Yeah. And then you can't
really,
figure
really
it out. Where is that coming from?
I know.
Oh. And when you find it, you don't even want to touch it because it's fuzzy and furry. And
yeah.
Not good.
Little mold experiment.
Not good.
Well, we haven't been to Buc-ee's in a few weeks, right? But we've still been in this place where we're trying to buy online from local businesses, and we're trying to still get out. And a viewer had reached out to me a while back, and she said, you know what, Derek, I love the show, but really, you're going out to buy, you know, a hat or something. And I thought, yeah, really, I am, because I wore a mask, I was socially distant. There are businesses that are open, and yeah, maybe it's not essential for me to buy a hat today, but for these small and micro business owners who maybe have one staff member or just a handful of freelance staff who they're paying here and there, for them, keeping their business afloat is essential. And putting food on the table for their families, that is essential. And we're all caught in this weird scenario together.
Well, and quite honestly, I'm sorry, why reach out and even say that? Because if you were walking into the store, would said woman tap you on the shoulder, socially distant, and say, excuse me, sir, is this really necessary? What are you going in to buy? Like, she doesn't know you, per se. Right? But she would never, or that person would never ask you while you're walking into the store, berating you, why are you going in?
Yeah, why are you
this is silly now.
Well, I also think when I'm watching television and I see these house parties where there are 200 people, 100 people out.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and no one's wearing masks and people are clearly proceeding with their lives as if nothing is going on. And we know that our COVID numbers are spiking, right?
Right.
Hopefully spiking and on the downhill soon, but they are skyrocketing, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a difference between blatantly ignoring what, you know, medical professionals, public health officials are advising us to do. It's another thing to put on a mask, socially, you know, distance yourself from a business and do curbside pickup or go in and be responsible according to the medical guidelines.
And by the way, these stores are open for business. You didn't ask anybody to open up the store because you wanted to go buy a hat.
Could you please open up your store? I really need this hat. No, it's
open.
Again, we are. I guess I just resent being shamed for supporting local businesses and doing curbside pickup because, again, there are so many people in our communities who are struggling right now. And there are a lot of folks who have the luxury of going to work and they get their paycheck every 2 weeks, regardless of the work that they do. That paycheck is just coming in, right? For small businesses, that is absolutely not the case. For restaurants, it's not. They depend on people continuing to patronize their business.
Absolutely. And now you have to think not only about the employees that they need to pay, but their light bill. The ice machine, the amount of money it costs to rent an ice machine for a restaurant or a bar.
I know.
Very expensive. And the rent. They still have all the same bills. So, you know, if we can go out and I just have a problem with somebody reaching out saying that because they would never say that to you walking into a store.
One of my best friends, you guys know Lewis in LA.
Yes, he's a micro businessman.
He's a micro business. He owns Village Heights and it's a gift shop where they sell a number of things, candles, accessories, whatever. His rent is $8,000 a month.
Yeah.
And the shop is the size of a bathroom, right? $8,000 a month he is spending in rent. And when the business was closed for a few months, there was no money coming in.
Nothing.
So when you know people who are in this scenario and they are struggling to make ends meet, do curbside, buy online, pick up, shop local, as you said, and let's all just be a little nicer to each other. How does that sound?
Spread kindness.
Spread kindness. Was that really essential for you to go buy that dress, Courtney?
Well, this was a recent purchase.
I'm kidding. It is a great dress.
Thank you.
It's essential in my eyes.
Thank you. I agree. Okay, guys, coming up, Drive-By Houston History. This is not your typical history class. Lauren hit the road with a local historian for a drive-by history lesson. We're going to get the story behind the Rice downtown, the Kirby Mansion, and the Link Lee Mansion as well.
Some beautiful sights here in H-Town. Also, NAKITTA FOXX, gospel singer based right here in Houston. She performed, as you'll recall, at George Floyd's funeral service. She'll chat about her experience doing that. And, of course, she will share a very special performance with us, Courtney.
And she's an ambassador for Dress for Success. And besides a CoverGirl model, she's a successful author. We're going to have a candid conversation with this lady, Mae Musk, next.
Mae Musk became a CoverGirl spokesmodel at the age of 69. She's a grandmother of 12, and she's also the mother of Elon Musk.
Kind of a big deal, right?
A big deal.
Recently, she spoke via Zoom to women at Dress for Success Houston to share her story, not only of accomplishments, but of the struggles that she's gone through. She says there was a time in her life she lived paycheck to paycheck, hoping to make ends meet, and was in an abusive marriage as well, until she made a plan. Well, Mae Musk, this is a true honor to be speaking to you today. I mean, I could go through your resume, your accolades, but I have to tell you, I have gotten so much out of your book, A Woman Makes a Plan, your memoir that you wrote. And tell me, first of all, why did you want to put the memoir? Why did you want to put this out there, the story of your life?
Well, everyone was asking me to write a book. Every time I'd go to give a talk, or I would post something on Instagram, or I'd be on a modeling job, they would say to me, you've got to write a book. Because when somebody would say, well, this is happening in my life, I said, you've got to make a change. You've got to plan now to make a change. And then not only did I described my life, but my twin sister and my two brothers were shocked about my life. They said I'd never complained because, you know, when you're in an abusive marriage, you don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. But I got out of it. And then being financially strapped all the time. That's why when I so enjoyed being a brand ambassador for Dress for Success, because I went through so many times when I would have needed them, but instead we did get secondhand clothes, you know, and I just wore the same clothes over and over and made my own suit, you know.
Given that time in your life, you could have been a client of Dress for Success. And for these women, they come to Dress for Success to start that new chapter, to have a plan. Many of these women are veterans who have served our country, and they have all different kinds of circumstances. And you talk about that in the book. You talk about, modeling to make money, living paycheck to paycheck, the abusive marriage that you were in. I mean, that was very vulnerable to put that out there. And I think that makes you so relatable that no matter what you have today, what you have done, right? Your beauty, your stature, and the cover girl, and all of the supermodel, you've walked the walk. And I think that's really interesting to be able to share those really raw moments of abuse, of struggling to find money.
Yes, I shared the rare moments, and then I said to my editor, I think you should take them out there. They're too sad. And she said, keep them in because women will relate. And women do relate to all different sections of my book because they say it's like my life, or my life was like that, or I'm going to change my life now.
Well, even at the beginning of your modeling career at 15, you were told by 18 you'd be done.
Well, that was the norm. You know, that was the norm. But then I carried on. And then after my 3 children, I had 3 children in 3 years, then suddenly they needed Mother of the Bride in the runway shows. And they couldn't have an 18-year-old. So a 28-year-old would be perfect. I was the oldest model in South Africa.
The first chapter of the book, I think that's what sucked me in, is silver is the new blonde. And I think so many women can relate to this. Your hair is beautiful. I've got mine coming in. It's coming. No matter what we do, it's coming.
I think you're not old enough to have the gray, white hair yet. Yes, I can see that.
But during quarantine, right, we couldn't get our hair done. And I think women are finding this now empowering to allow the silver, allow the gray to come through and not necessarily hide behind the color, but feel like it's okay to show your true colors.
Yes, I had no idea that going white-haired, going natural, well, first of all, my hair is much stronger and richer because, of course, I'm not coloring it and it's not drying frizzy anymore. And I had no idea that this would be then my calling card because besides encouraging women of all ages to go white, actually teenagers even, trying to match my color, it's just you need to still have a modern style, but people are loving it, and it's just giving me the best jobs ever. Cover girl at 69. I couldn't dream of that, or else I'd be a crazy lady.
Okay, I want to ask you, what do you think is an accessory or something that you love that you kind of lean to, whether you want to feel dressed up or feel good? Do you have like an heirloom or something that you always go to?
Lipstick.
Oh, I knew it.
It just brightens up your face and makes you smile.
What color do we need? We want to wear the color.
Actually, let me just... Provocateur.
Oh.
Now that makes sense.
It does.
Provocateur. Yeah.
I'm going to buy it now. I'm writing it.
Girl, provocateur, there it is, and there it is.
Perfect.
Good.
Perfect. Okay, so there was kind of a big event that happened that I know that you witnessed in Florida, the launch of SpaceX. Of course, your adoring son Elon. Tell me about the emotion that you felt at that launch.
Well, I'm always anxious before a launch, but for this launch with 2 astronauts, I just thought the whole of America is on Elon's shoulders, and SpaceX and NASA's, you know, because it's huge. And so you're always a little anxious beforehand, but you don't want to show it because the engineers are talking and Elon is with them and they're smiling and all that. And I'm saying, okay, because I was in mission control, the family could be, I couldn't take photos. You're not allowed to in that area. And then I just see the backs of the engineers' heads and they're all on their computers. And then the launch takes place and it goes up and it doesn't wobble. It doesn't do anything. It goes straight up. It was such a relief. We just had the most fabulous dinner together that night. Just so happy. And yeah. And then
all along with
proud of Elon. We're all proud of Elon.
We appreciate your time, Mae Musk, and your insight. I've thoroughly enjoyed your book, and it was a pleasure meeting you via Zoom.
I know. Thank you.
She is so delightful. I really enjoyed our chat. Her book, A Woman Makes a Plan, has been translated in several languages and is available worldwide. She also just recently celebrated her 72nd birthday.
Unbelievable.
I know. If we could all look that good, right? Plus, you need to check her out on TikTok. She is by far the coolest grandma out there.
So
she's amazing.
Beautiful, inside and out. Very
She
nice,
is.
Courtney. All right, coming up next, we are hitting the road with a local historian for a little drive-by history lesson.
We're going to get the story behind the Rice downtown, the Kirby Mansion, and the Link Lee Mansion right after the break.
Welcome back. Have you ever wondered what downtown Houston looked like before it was mostly offices and tall buildings? Well, we're taking you to school today, but this is not your typical history class.
Lauren Kelly hit the road with local historian Ann Becker for a drive-by Houston history lesson.
Well, if you like driving and if you like Houston history, this is absolutely for you guys. We're doing a drive-by Houston history lesson. We're downtown right now. We're starting out at the Rice on Texas Avenue, and we're going to get some really great information from our friend Ann Becker. She's with the Harris County Historical Society, and she's joining us today with some great info. Hi, Ann. How are you doing?
Good. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you.
Ann Becker with the Harris County Historical Society. You're lending us a wealth of knowledge today. We're so happy that you are with us. And we're going to have 3 different stops around Houston, with the first stop being the Rice Hotel downtown.
Wonderful. That really is the beginning of Houston history right there. 1836, that is where the first capital of Texas was, right after the Battle of San Jacinto.
And you know what's funny is that you probably have had friends get married there. You've probably been to an event there in their beautiful ballroom and not known that there's so much history behind this hotel.
Well, my son just got married there and had his reception at the Crystal Ballroom, but I knew that there was history because when you're entering the building, there's 2 historical plaques on each side of the entrance, and one is for the Lady Washington chapter of the DAR, and I wrote that narrative for the Texas State Historical Society. The spot of land on which the Rice Lofts stand today has been in Houston history since 1836. Every president at some point or other when visiting Houston has stayed at the Rice Hotel. John Kennedy came there the night before he was assassinated in Dallas. They came to a LULAC convention to give their support behind that organization. And it was a huge deal all across the nation. Everyone was watching. Jackie got on television and spoke in Spanish. And it was really a wonderful testimony to how he was.
So, Ann, when did it become the Rice Hotel?
Well, oh my gosh, did you know that William Marsh Rice was actually murdered? The man for whom Rice Institute is named, the man for whom Rice Boulevard's named, He was actually murdered in New York. And years later, they figured out it actually was his valet who was poisoning him. When he died in 1900, part of his will was that the deed to the land, which he owned, said that upon his death, it would be named the Rice Hotel.
So I know that the Rice Hotel had to be remodeled, and it wasn't too long ago. I want to say it was in the 90s, correct, Anne, when it was remodeled?
Yes, the Rice Hotel in 1979, there was kind of a problem here where a lot of the downtown buildings went into a disarray. And I know they had a huge sale at the Rice Hotel in about 1979 where they had to get rid of the furnishings, all the china, and boy, I wish I'd known. I wish I'd been there. After that, the Houston Endowment gave the Rice Hotel back to the Rice Institute because William Marsh Rice's estate, they already owned the land, so they just gave the hotel to them to run. Well, it went pretty much into disarray for about 22 years. In 1996, the Houston Housing Finance Corporation bought the building from the Rice Institute for $3 million and then leased it to that magic worker, Randall Davis, who turned it into what it is today.
Our next destination, the Kirby Mansion. All right, and what can you tell us about the Kirby Mansion?
Well, you're looking at an 18,000 square foot building. It was built in 1890s by John Henry Kirby, who at the time was one of the biggest lumbermen in the state of Texas. He was a lumberman, an oil man. He established schools. There's a Kirby town named for him in Texas. Kirby Street in River Oaks is named for him. He did a whole lot for Houston.
And have they maintained the inside of this house?
The lawyer that owned it for many years did an exquisite job in restoration of the interior of that house. It is so beautiful inside. It is a Tudor architectural style. It's just awesome.
Wow. What a beautiful house.
Yeah, beautiful house worth saving, isn't it, Lauren?
It is magnificent. Absolutely.
Next stop, over to Montrose to visit the Linkley House on the University of St. Thomas campus.
What can you tell us about this beautiful building?
In 1912, there was a gentleman named John W. Link, and he had the foresight to buy about 250 acres and start to develop Montrose. This is a home he built in 1912 for his family to live in. In 1916, though, he went ahead and moved on and sold it to Thomas P. Lee. Thomas P. Lee was one of the first members of the Texas Company, which is now Texaco. Now, after Thomas P. Lee died, it was sold to the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston, and it has been the residence of the University of St. Thomas ever since then. But behind every wonderful building, there is a family that helped start or endowed it. That's the coolest part about Houstonians. They give back to their city. This is what's so important for all Houstonians to remember. We need to record our buildings and record our history. And applying for markers through the Harris County Historical Commission, that's how we make sure that people remember what we have to be grateful for in Houston.
Well, and this has been so much fun. And, you know, me being a Houstonian and living here my whole life, I didn't even know all of this amazing history was just literally in my backyard. So thank you for enlightening me and all of our viewers today. It's been really fun.
I had a great time, too.
Great little history lesson there. Thanks again to Ann Becker of the Harris County Historical Society, who gave Lauren all that incredible information.
Very cool for sure. Still to come, if you didn't know, whiskey's not just for drinking neat. My husband Orlando joins me in the kitchen to judge 3 whiskey cocktails everyone can enjoy. Finally got him in front of the camera.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun assignment. And when we come back, we'll meet the local college student spreading joy during the pandemic with his candied pecan business. We'll have that next. Welcome back. For some college students, being back home during the pandemic means more time to relax, exercise, or binge watch TV.
But for one young Houstonian studying in Washington, D.C., this was a chance to share a family recipe to spread joy and hope when it's needed the most.
My name is Miles Aceves Lewis. I'm 20 years old. Being a native Texan, pecans, permeate my life in many ways, especially during the holidays. I very much look forward to pecans during Thanksgiving and Christmas, whether they're candied or whether they're praline. Pecan pie, absolutely love pecan pie. And so pecans have always been a staple in my household. They're a Texas delicacy. When I first came home, it was very tough adjusting to being back home for a long period of time. And while I had classes online, I did have a lot more free time on my hands. I didn't have any extracurriculars or any time with friends. And so with all that time, I decided that I would make a Texas delicacy, candied pecans, and that I would send some to my friends who were, spread out all over the United States, to kind of be like a care package and to kind of be a way that I showed them that I cared for them and that I was thinking of them. They absolutely loved it. And I think, above all, they said that it brought them hope. That's kind of when I thought that I could kind of make something out of this. We've launched Pecans of Hope, and that was something that I've been thinking about as a concept for a few months now. So right now, as far as what we offer delicious cinnamon sugar candied pecans, cinnamon sugar, a secret ingredient, and pecans. And people love them. They're amazing. This has been from the start a home-based operation. Cooking and packaging, everything is in my house in Houston. And we make sure to be very sanitary with all that we do throughout the entire process. As far as finding the right recipe and finding the right process, it was definitely a lot of trial and error. So lots of experimentation. But yes, the recipe is a family recipe, and we're very proud of that. And we're very proud that it's kind of come alive again, and people are enjoying it. They're great for salads and pies and all sorts of desserts. And so we expect them to be a big hit in the fall and winter.
At Pecans of Hope, we sell baggies and jars. These are going to my friend's birthday party.
Our slogan is born out of quarantine, guaranteed to make things better. And that's exactly what we plan on doing. Also, we plan to donate a large portion of our profits. So not only are we bringing hope to you, we're bringing it to others.
That is fantastic that he took that extra time and did something great.
And they're delicious as well.
Did you have some? Because I've been waiting for some.
I've had some.
They look delicious. Nicely done. We do have a link to see all their sweet treats on our website, HoustonLife.tv. And keep up the great work, Miles. Very nice.
Absolutely. After the break, we're chatting with gospel singer NAKITTA FOXX about her emotional experience singing at George Floyd's funeral. Oh, beautiful. That's NAKITTA FOXX's powerful performance at George Floyd's funeral service in June. A moving moment for people watching truly around the world.
It gives me chills all over again just hearing it now. She is one of the greatest voices in gospel music, and we are lucky enough to call her one of our own here in Houston. Here's our chat with NAKITTA FOXX. And NAKITTA FOXX, welcome to Houston Life. It's so great to see you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You know, as we were just watching a clip from the George Floyd funeral, I can't help but have chills throughout my body every time I see or hear anything coming from that funeral. But tell me what that was like to perform a gospel song on that stage.
It was absolutely amazing. I had the opportunity to choose the song that I sang on that day, and just being the worshiper that I am, I just chose to reflect back to giving glory to God, even, with the situation and the reason for us being there. It was still reason for us to give God glory just for his life and just what has happened since his death. So it was just an amazing feeling. It was awesome.
And being in that room, of course, people were truly watching around the world. I understand that a really pivotal moment for you was actually seeing that gold casket with George Floyd's body being taken out of that worship hall.
Yes, it was just knowing and hearing a little bit of his background and where he came from. It's true. If God can use anything, he can use anything to get a message across and to bring us together, because people from all over the world was viewing. They were even there at the service. So, you know, God can use anybody, no matter where you're from, no matter your color, your social status. Oh, that was just a moment that I was like, wow, you know, this guy who was actually not known is now, he's known all over the world.
Everybody knows George Floyd's name. And,
Yes.
you know, so many times, Nikita, we say that music is so powerful. It heals the mind, it heals the soul, it heals the body. And that is no different in the stage that you were on at the funeral. But you have been singing ever since you were a little girl. And I love this story that you used to sing your name to your parents. Tell me that story.
I did. People would ask me, what's your name? And my reply would be, my name's NAKITTA. My name is NAKITTA. And I did it all the time. If anybody asked me what my name was, that was my little song.
In 2011, Nikita, you released an album called Let Us Worship. And I know you've shared the stage with folks like Kim Burrell, Yolanda Adams, one of my favorites, the late and great Natalie Cole. I love Natalie Cole. And I understand that, I mean, this has got to be a little bit bittersweet for you, being able to perform at George Floyd's funeral, but then suddenly people from around the world know who you are, and this album of yours hit number 15 on iTunes.
It did. I didn't even know. The crazy thing is, when I sat down from singing, I checked my phone because my children were here. And I just wanted to make sure that they hadn't texted me or tried to call me for anything. So I checked my phone. I had like 100 messages. And people were like, do you know what's happening right now? Like, you're trending. And then, like, a few hours later, I got a call and it was like, your record has reached like 25 on iTunes. So then as the time kept progressing, somebody else would text them and was like, oh, it's now like 16 on iTunes. And I was like, what? I recorded this album in 2011. So I was like, wow, this is crazy.
It is,
Absolutely crazy.
But I think in a time where we are today, not only during this pandemic, but the George Floyd funeral, I think there's a time and a place that people need this kind of message, this kind of music, this kind of healing to the soul. And you provided that for lots of people, not only here in your backyard. We're going to just own you as a Houstonian. You've been here a long time. But you provided a lot of healing around the world. And I think that speaks volumes not only for the voice that you carry, but also the message.
Yeah, it does. Just a little side note, I sing with Kurt Carr as well. And it's amazing to me how music transcends. We've gone all over the world, and one place in particular, Japan. They don't even speak the language. And when you talk to them, they don't really even understand what we're saying, but they know the songs. They can sing the songs lyric for lyric. And they always tell us, oh my God, we got chills and we feel what you're singing. So, well, a translator is telling us what they're saying. So it's amazing. It's just truly amazing.
Well, Nikita, we're so happy for your success. What an honor it was to sing at Mr. Floyd's funeral. We're not going to let you go just yet. We do have a clip of you singing. Now it is time for all of us to hear Nikita perform a beautiful church hymn called "The Lord Will Make a Way."
Like a ship that's tossed and driven, battered by an angry sea. When the storms of life are raging and the fury falls on me, I wonder what I have done to make this race so hard to run. Then I say to my soul, don't worry. Oh, yes. Oh, like a ship that's tossed and driven, battered by an angry sea. When the storms of life are raging and the fury falls on me, I look up and I wonder why these things they pass me by. Oh, then I say to my soul, don't you worry, because the Lord will make a way somehow, 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 somehow. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, so beautiful. What I love about your sound, NAKITTA, it's gospel infused with jazz, but also that soothing message. And that's kind of your style.
It is. It is. I'm a jazz enthusiast. So, and I love church. I love Jesus. I love church. So what better way to convey the message than to infuse the two?
And if some of our viewers want to hear more, you are the Fountain of Praise Director of Praise and Worship. How can people hear more of your lovely talents?
Yes, I'm always at my church. Well, since the pandemic, we've kind of been switching out, but mainly I'm there. I'm there on Sunday mornings, and also I have a YouTube page. You can follow me, subscribe to that, NAKITTA FOXX, and I'm uploading music there, as well as, if you haven't purchased my CD, Let Us Worship, it's on iTunes. That's the title, Let Us Worship, NAKITTA FOXX. I'm always posting music on my social media pages. I am NAKITTA FOXX and NAKITTA Clegg FOXX.
Well, listen, you are a powerhouse, not only an incredible gospel singer, a wife, a mama of two, and you also have an apparel line and penning 2 books. So I don't know. Are you busy at all, girl?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, thanks for taking some time for us today, NAKITTA. Thank you also for sharing your talents with us as well.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Such a joy, truly, to get to know her. And if you wish to connect with NAKITTA, go to our Facebook, go to our website and click on the Scene on Houston Life section right there.
What an incredible voice she has. All right, still ahead on Houston Life, Dad-approved cocktails. That
is right. Look who's on the screen there. Orlando and I learn how to craft the kind of whiskey cocktails you can't just have one. We're going to share the recipes when we come back.
And folks, if you have a few extra minutes, pop on over to our Instagram page and click that follow button. Every day, we post all kinds of behind-the-scenes pictures, videos, some dance parties. I don't know. It's a surprise all the time. Just search Houston Life TV. You'll be glad you did. Welcome back. Those who say whiskey is a winter drink have not tried the delicious summery cocktails we're going to share today.
And I know you're going to love this too. You like to have these. And given that we're all still spending tons of time at home, we're giving you the tools to put these recipes to good use. Orlando and I mixed up these drinks for Father's Day, but you can truly enjoy them for any occasion. Well, let's raise a glass to Dad. It's a time to celebrate the man, the legend, my husband Orlando, also the dad to our kids. Your first segment here at Houston Life.
First segment, thanks for having me. We don't always have an opportunity to talk about Scotch, so I'm glad to be here.
That's right, and we have Naomi Leslie joining us, who is the Balvenie brand ambassador, to share 2 whiskey cocktails. Hi, and I guess I should say welcome to Houston.
Thank you. I wish I was there. It sounds much nicer there with the weather. So,
well, talk to us about this particular brand. I know Orlando is a big fan of this particular brand. You have a few of these bottles here, don't you?
I have a couple bottles. They're nice, great price point, so I really enjoy it, and wonderful taste.
Yeah, absolutely. We're a single malt Scotch whiskey from Speyside in Scotland, and we're really a very traditional, still family owned, which is almost unheard of in the Scotch world. So we have a lot of that tradition and family values really at hand, which is lovely. Started in 1892.
That's really great, the history there. So I always hear him say, oh, I've got whiskey, I've got scotch, but you're calling this a scotch whiskey. Explain what this is, what the tasting is, and the fact that it's both.
Yeah, so essentially whiskey is the overarching category and scotch is the type of whiskey. So just like bourbon is the type of whiskey, etc. So scotch just means that, you know, it's from Scotland, essentially, a Scottish whiskey.
Well, Naomi's joining us today because you usually drink it with a gentleman's cue, just kind of in the cup, sipping on it. That's how he likes to drink it. But ready to make some cocktails?
Ready.
All right. What are we doing first, Naomi?
Absolutely. I think we should start with the most refreshing, which is our Caribbean cast daiquiri. So if you grab your cocktail shaker,
right,
and your jigger.
Got that.
Awesome. We're going to do 1 ounce of fresh lime juice.
Okay, that's that.
So the daiquiri, you know, is essentially usually rum, lime, sugar. So we like to do a little bit of a twist on it because our Caribbean cast is aged in rum barrels. So it's kind of scotch meets rum. This really cool bringing together of the two worlds. So quite a fun drink here. After the ounce of lime, you do 3/4 ounces of simple syrup.
Okay.
And then for the base, you grab your Caribbean cask, this 14-year, which is the Scotch whiskey that we age in rum barrels. So it's quite fun. It has this really savory, hefty single malt Scotch base, but a little bit of a trunky, a tropical, funky, savory side from the rum cask. So quite fun. So you're gonna do 2 ounces of Scotch.
Oh yes. Good pour.
It's a good pour.
Proper cocktail performance.
We're off to a good start.
Mm-hmm. After that, you'll grab an ice cube for your shaker. We have a couple of ice cubes. Take your cocktail with. Awesome. And then if you want to grab a glass, this can be great in almost any glass, essentially. But if you have a coupe glass or a rocks glass or, you know, a stemless wine glass, perfect. Absolutely. I have a little bit of a summery glass here. So you're going to give that a good shake, good brief shake for maybe 10 seconds or so.
You shake?
Yeah, you shake.
Okay, great. Oh, Derek says this is the sound of my alarm clock.
And that's our Caribbean cast daiquiri.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh. Ooh. That is really nice.
Fun, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Just takes me to the islands, back to the islands. Okay, I'm going to keep sipping. So what's the next one?
So the next one is a New York City kind of modern classic called the Tattletale. And it's a little bit of a twist on an old fashioned. So essentially you're gonna grab your rocks glass and then your Angostura bitters.
Okay.
And you're gonna do 3 dashes or 3 drops of Angostura bitters into your glass.
Do we have ice in the glass first?
Not yet, ice at the end. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna grab a bar spoon or a teaspoon or a small spoon of any type at home, super easy. And you're gonna do 1 little spoonful of honey as your sweetener there. That's how it's kind of like an old fashioned. Instead of a sugar cube, you do a little bit of a honey, a little bit of a variation there. And for the base of this spirit, one thing that's kind of cool is we're gonna use 2 different Balvenis for this. So the first one is our week of peat, which is our one really peated expression, which essentially means smoky in the Scotch world. So for someone who likes the smokier Scotch, this is a really cool one to try with the Balvenie. And this one's gonna be 3/4 ounces. Yeah, you can smell the smoke, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Quite different than the rest. Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Got it?
Yeah.
Can you see? You need your glasses?
No, I got it.
Perfect. And then the main whiskey we're going to do a little bit more of is our Doublewood 12, which is kind of the heart and soul of the Balvenie range. It gets finished in European oak sherry cask. So it has this really rich, nutty, savory side that's quite lovely. And so for this one, you're going to do 1 1/4 ounces. So if you have a 1 ounce, do 1 and then a little bit more. Or if you have full sets of jiggers, 1 1/4 ounce.
We're not too precise around here. We just kind of
keep
pouring.
Right.
If you're a regular ice at home, all good. I have this fun kind of round cube here. Yeah, Scotch on the rocks is amazing too. It's a cocktail sometimes people think are a little bit blasphemous for single malt Scotch. And to me, it's amazing because it can be enjoyed neat, on the rocks, anything. But a cocktail is just a new way to showcase it, a little way to play around.
Yeah, you feel really fancy.
Yeah. So give that a little stir on the rocks there. And then we're going to garnish it with a lemon and an orange twist, just like a traditional old-fashioned.
Okay.
And that's the Tattletale cocktail.
Oh, this smells so good. Oh my gosh.
Combination of citrus and smoke.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Absolutely.
These are fabulous. I'm going to taste this one. You taste it. Oh,
Very good.
that is lovely.
Right.
Thanks for joining us, Naomi. We really appreciate it. And to you, babe, happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day.
We have our recipes on our website, and we'll be right back. Cheers. Coming up on tomorrow's show, Cam Franklin of The Suffers. She's the lead singer of the critically acclaimed Houston soul band. Such a great sound. They have a new single out called Take Me to the Good Times, and it's a great song. She's going to perform for us as well. I love catching up with her.
Yeah, it's so cool how she's transformed her home into a little studio. Also, local film writer Angela Cheng, the Sugar Land native, co-wrote the dark comedy film Lucky Grandma. The movie, by the way, is streaming right now and has a pretty unheard of 96% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. She'll share her journey, how she got to producing this motion picture. That's pretty incredible.
Absolutely it is. Can't wait for that. Well, what a fun show today.
Yeah, that was nice. I wish we had some of those whiskey cocktails.
I know, and the pecans, right?
I know.
Such a bummer.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. Let's have some fun again tomorrow.
We'll do it again.
Okay. Take care.